Howdy, howdy. Thrift Sell Thrift number 51. I'm going to start this one off a little different. I just got out of the thrift, so I am going to show you a haul. I spent $84, which is crazy compared to what I normally spend. It was going so well that I had a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to show you the pile here that's in the back of the trunk. But first, I'm going to tell you what I'm up to. I just drove over like a few minutes away from the Goodwill bins. I found a whole bunch of hockey gear, pretty much brand new. One thing is easy to sell on eBay, the gloves. They're not huge or anything, but the rest of it is bulky. But all of it looks really good. So I'm going to take it into Play It Again Sports and see if I can get some of that $84 back. I'll give you a quick look of what it is. Some pads, this shoulder thing, some pants, some other pads. But yeah, I'm gonna go in there and try and see if I can get some of that $84 back real quick. Let's see how it goes. Okay guys, here we go. I ended up selling, I'll give a quick explanation of where I'm standing in terms of profit or loss. I showed the little bit where I went to Play It Again Sports, had some hockey uniform stuff, pants, some pads, some shin guards and stuff, elbow pads. I ended up selling them for $46, all of the stuff. It is stuff I could have sold on eBay, but it was all big and bulky, and I didn't want to have to ship it, and I didn't want to wait for just the right buyer on specific pieces. So I walked out of Goodwill with the gear and all of this stuff having paid $84. So now I'm at $38 on all of this stuff. I did a little short video of the Danner. That's the way I started the morning. I had to buy those and bring them out to the car before I started everything else. And so then this is the rest of the day, which it's a bunch of toy bags, multiple toy bags. So, I mean, there's a couple things in there that are kind of special. There's a Labubu in there, I think goes for $20. But the rest of the stuff I sell in lots. I've already talked about that, so I'm not going to go too much into detail. Some figures will sell on their own. I've got the vintage pony in there. Vintage My Little Pony, might be a rare one, I don't know, gotta look it up. But then the rest of it, again, selling in lots. Some Duplo. I'd say each of these bags, if I'm conservative, are $20 bags. And then some, what do they call these, little people. So, I mean, right there I'm at 20, 40, 60, 80 conservatively. On just the bag lots, I grabbed these light bulbs because I think light bulbs made in USA can be pretty good. I didn't look them up, so I don't know. I'm not going to count them in terms of profit or anything. Another thing I'm not going to count just yet is these shoes, because I got them for Lucas, maybe to have some hiking type shoes. This will be the first thing that I'll put in the profit area. I have it listed online right now. I listed 4 of these things to try to get one of them to sell to get my money back really quick. This was one of them. No Fear vintage No Fear hat, made in USA. I have it listed for I think $75 right now, and there's already one person looking at it. But then here's another thing I had listed. I had never heard of this brand. I just checked them out because they look brand new. Kuru is the brand. Never heard of them. Don't know how they sell except for comps, and the comps are at about $50. I'd say in between $35 and $50. For the sake of the counter, I'll call them $25. And then another thing I have listed already are these gloves, true hockey gloves. I kept the gloves because they'd be easy to ship. I think I'll get $25 for those. So that's a few things that we have a little bit of money for in theory, right? Then I got these on clouds. The comps say they should go for around $65. I'll call them 30. for the counter. This little train is a Duplo train. Turns out it's pretty good, little motorized train. I have it listed right now for, I think, 45. I'll call that for the counter. I'll call it 25. And then we get into some stuff that's kind of hard to show, but I'm going to do my best. Pair of Hokas. Quite clean. They actually have the insoles in them. I find these with the insoles out a lot. These are barely used. I think these probably, I'll call those 35. It might be that this model sells for more, but I think 35 is probably conservative on those. I got a few fun things. Got a little Care Bear there. Got another little Care Bear with the tags. These little guys I found a whole bunch of the other day. Vintage meanies, I guess they're called. I had never seen them before. I think I found 7, maybe 6 or so, I don't know, the other day, but I found 2 more today. I don't think they sell for a lot of money unless you have like a special one, and I don't know that any of mine, I don't think I have found a special one yet, but I list them for like $9 and hope to get 5 basically. So I mean, they should sell for that. I'll call both of those guys, I'd say $10, I guess, for the counter. And then just some stuff. I always grab these little guys just because they're fun to see in a pile. But then some other stuff here that is all clothes. This was a huge haul. I haven't had one this big in a while. I also haven't stayed at Goodwill for as long as I did today in a while. I stayed for 4.5 hours today. Normally I'm out of there by 2.5, 3 hours. But I was finding so much stuff that I decided I'm gonna stay. I had the time to do it, and so I did. The next few things are a little harder to display holding one hand, but I'll do my best. This is a little military type sweater. There's the brand there, DC or DSCP. I've sold these before. I don't think I sold a green one yet, but I've sold blue and black. And if I remember right, they're good for $20. This was good to find. It's a Portland leather goods purse. Haven't found this color. It's kind of a reddish, I guess, burgundy. I haven't found this color yet, but I've found bags that are similar to this, and they sell for a good $40, $50 usually. But for the sake of the counter, I'll just call it $30. I'm curious to see what the counter is going to get up to with this many things. Couple Santa hats, couldn't pass those up. I'm gonna run through this Carhartt kind of quick, I think, but I got a bunch of Carhartt. I got one pair of pants. They're kind of just a normal kind of dungaree. I got another dungaree pair of pants, and then a third that's kind of more of these second 2 are kind of carpenter pants, brown, green. So 3 pairs of pants, and then it was a crazy day for shorts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of shorts, Carhartt shorts. Got a cool Columbia vest. Vintage Columbia, extra large. It's funny, someone walked up and gave this to me. Thanks. If you ever see this, appreciate you. And I had been recently thinking about wearing a vest just because I'm kind of tired of all of my stuff in my pockets. But I don't know, maybe we'll see. It's kind of might be a lazy way to carry everything. But and then we got a polo sweater. I want to say, yeah, extra large. I might wash that up and wear it myself. I don't know. It feels really nice. And then this is, I don't find a lot of women's clothes, but this was Free People. Just this kind of, I think it was called a twill asymmetric jacket. It's just kind of weird, But, you know, people that dress like that want to get a good deal on their clothes too. Free People, really good to find. And then we're getting to the last few things. This won't be a very long video just because I'm trying to be able to be heard. My microphone went out on my last couple videos, and so I had to mess with the audio a lot to try to get it to be loud enough. These are called, what was it, Trooper Tactical. I think they're good for 20 bucks. It's not a super popular brand, but I think because it's like kind of, I don't know, super specialty or something looking, that I think they should be good for 20. Up next, and we're getting to the last item here that's kind of neat, is a Brooks Brothers sweatshirt. Brooks Brothers being a pretty expensive clothing brand, but this is a pretty unique sweatshirt in very good shape. I can't remember, I think someone threw that back. It was just kind of laying there, so I picked it up. And then this last thing is kind of interesting. I don't know, I don't have it figured out quite yet. I want to say it's called a cape, but it's hooded, and it looks pretty old. The zipper on it's pretty old, but it's nice and vibrant colors. It's this stuff kind of needs to be combed out a little bit, I think. It looks dirty, but I think it's supposed to be like that. It's like some sort of, it's supposed to be like sheepskin, I think, or sheep's wool, I think. But it's really neat. There are some crazy prices online for things like this, but I think I'm going to call it $75 for my counter here. I think the counter's probably good. Again, I didn't really add everything up to see where it might be, but this seems like a really good haul, especially considering that I'm only into it for $38 because I sold that stuff that I already mentioned in the beginning. Only into it for $38, so quite a wild day, really. Whatever the profit is at, it's there, then it's plus the profit from these, because these aren't counted in this whole deal. So those should be $100 on their own profit, and then everything else should be whatever I've added up here in the counter. So yeah, that was a pretty wild day. I did pretty good. My back held up the whole time. That was nice. Got home, felt pretty decent still, and all in all, a very productive Saturday. I mean, really started off with those boots in the first 15 minutes. A lot of times when I have a start like that, where it's wow, kind of a wow start, a lot of times I have had a terrific day right after that wow start. I don't like to count on it when I get a wow start. Oftentimes when I get a wow start, I end up wanting to leave because I'm like, oh, maybe you just should go. That would be the, that's a good day all by itself. That first $100 in the first 15 minutes. But I stuck it out. I wanted to get a video, so I had this haul video, and it ended up being not just a wow start, but a wow day, really. So yeah, if you like this kind of thing, like and subscribe. I'm going to get this stuff listed. I hope you have good luck out there if you're hunting. Take care. See you on the next one. Okay, here's the first bolo to look out for. It is anything like this that is vintage bamboo, shelving, 1 shelf, 2 shelves, 3 shelves. Anything that is, especially this burnt bamboo, is a good thing to find for the reason that it says in the title there. It's considered boho, coastal. It's a decorative something or other that people are really enjoying right now. So it sells, as long as it's in good shape, it sells for a high dollar amount. And the more unique, the better, it seems like. If you get a triangle shape or some sort of just crazy shape, it's it can go for hundreds. This one sold for 115. It took a little while. I think I got this like 3 months ago or so. But I got really good money for it. Probably only paid like $5 for it. Got really good money for it at 115. Okay, and here's the next one. This is a Le Creuset Dutch oven, size 22. The reason I'm putting this in here is because some people might steer clear of these. They feel like they're too heavy or something. But the reason I'm putting it in is because they are worth really good money. It could be the color is rare. It could be the size is rare. So every single one of these, you want to make sure you check it out and look it up, because they sell fast, especially if they're rare. They sell really fast. This one sold for $85. Someone gave this to me in the thrift. I thank you very much. A great sale for what I paid for it. I think the cast iron, if I remember right, is 33 cents a pound where I buy it for. So I think I paid like $3 or $4 for this. It was a great buy. It was awesome that someone walked up and handed it to me, asked me if I wanted it. I said yeah, and it sold. A great sale to be on the lookout for. All right, and here's the last thing to be on the lookout for. It is dice. I found this, all these together, a big bag of dice, must be 2 or 3 pounds. And I decided I'm just going to throw these. I seen other people do this. Decided I'm just going to throw it in a pile. I'm going to take a picture of it. I'm going to try to sell it. It sold in less than 3 days, if I remember right. Sold for $50. And it's just a bunch of dice. I see dice all the time. I've recently decided I'm just going to pick up, if I see 2, 3, 4, whatever, I'm going to pick them up. I'm going to throw them in a little container. And once the container gets to be a lot, it's going to look cool. It's going to look just like this. Some of them are going to be vintage. Some of them are going to be not. You throw it in a lot just like this, and you make $50. It seems like they sell good, and it seems like it's something worth being on the lookout for. So there's a few bolos for you at the tail end there, and they were good sales, and they would probably be good sales for you if you found them also. Take care. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.